Hello and welcome to another episode of College Cooking. Today we're going to be making caramel corn. This is one of my favorite recipes that I've been working on for several months. I think it's pretty alright. So we're going to start with a nice pot. I like to make my popcorn from scratch. Just add a little bit of oil, enough to probably cover the bottom and then just a little bit more. You take your popcorn and you add that. Again, about enough to cover the bottom. Kind of mix it around, turn on your burner. I'm gonna add a little bit more popcorn. You can measure it, but I've really never gotten into the habit of doing that. Over here, while we have the popcorn cooking, heating up, getting ready to pop, we're gonna go ahead and have our little pan over here, and we're gonna add some sugar and some butter to it. So you're gonna add equal parts of butter and sugar. In this case, I'll be using a stick or a quarter cup of butter and a quarter cup of brown sugar. We're gonna start out by putting our stick of butter in the pot and letting that melt. We've got our butter pretty much melted, and we're just gonna go ahead and add our brown sugar to that and mix that up in there. Cook that up and get that to the point where it starts to boil. Popcorn here in the pot is starting to pop, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of shake it a little bit to get the oil dispersed amongst the popcorn evenly. The shaking also helps the unpopped kernels kind of fall to the bottom so they can be closest to the heat, so then they can get popped next. So in the meantime, over here with our butter and sugar mixture, we've got it just starting to boil a little bit. The really important part is to stir it and not let it burn to the bottom. If you burn it to the bottom, it will wreck it. And so we want to make sure our heat's basically as low as you can possibly have it while keeping it boiling. So low heat, and if I need to turn it back up a little bit, I might, but honestly, it usually with this small pan and this small amount of ingredients, you can get it to boil at just a really low temp. All right, so if you accidentally make too much popcorn and it like overflows everywhere, you can always just eat some. Or if you want a little bit extra room in the pot, because you will be using this later, you can just go ahead and eat like, I don't know, half the pot, third of the pot. It's good stuff. Don't eat too much though, it kind of messes with your digestive system. All right, so back to our caramel sauce mixture. So we're gonna let it boil now for 5 minutes. And it doesn't need to be a vigorous boil, just this little low rolling boil here. And if it turns black, sorry, you did it wrong. So now that we're approaching the 4-minute mark of the 5 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of vanilla to our caramel. I think roughly for this amount, it calls for about a teaspoon, and it will fizz and really let off the vanilla flavor as all the alcohol evaporates out, because it is very hot, but it does add a nice flavor. All right, so here we got our caramel sauce, we've got our vanilla added, and now we're gonna add the secret ingredient. This is what makes or breaks your caramel. So right before you finish, you're gonna take a little bit, in this case is a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and you're gonna dump it in, and watch this. You stir it up, and as you'll see, it kind of changes color and becomes white and fluffy. All right, so this is real time sensitive. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the heat, and we're gonna go over here to our bowl of popcorn that we have sitting here waiting, and we're just gonna dump it all in. We're gonna stick the lid on, throw on our hot pads, and mix it all up. So now we're gonna go ahead and take some parchment paper and lay it out on the counter. And then we'll take our caramel corn and just spread it out all over the parchment. So while it's still hot, you can add some more ingredients and it'll kind of soak into the caramel. So if you want salted caramel, just add some table salt. If you want peppered caramel, you just add some pepper. You can never have too much pepper. One thing that's super important is to make sure that you actually cook your caramel long enough. If you cook it less than the ideal time, it will stay kind of soft, and so the caramel won't have that nice, crunchy, crisp feeling that we all love. All right, and because this is a college cooking video, obviously we have to have college students try it. So we're gonna grab some of this corn, take it out here to the college students. Dude, you gotta try this popcorn. do you think? Best popcorn you ever ate?
No, not really.
But my caramel corn isn't only just for college students. It's also for other people that aren't in college. Dude, nice turkey. You wanna try some pepper popcorn? Oh, sure.
Delicious.
Thank you for watching another episode of College Cooking. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, feel free to watch again. Hope you have a great day, and as always, don't be afraid to try new things. You wanna try some of my peppered caramel corn?
Yes.
Would you look at that?
It's delicious. It's okay. Say the right word so you can edit it. You can't teach that.